Good day, everyone. Merry meet. My name is Glennis, and I am the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. You have found Wednesday Witch's Brew, an open forum where you are welcome to ask me anything you like. I'll answer it to the best of my ability, and if you want to make any comments or suggestions or what have you, then please feel free to. If you'd rather ask privately, I will drop a link below to my email, and I'm happy to answer you in this forum. If you have something you'd rather maybe have a little bit more private, then of course I will. But definitely, if you have any questions for next week, drop them below, and I'm more than happy to answer. I have a dear sister here on YouTube who has asked me about my Book of Shadows, and I am actually more than happy to answer all of her questions because she was very, very detailed. Is it one book of shadows? Is it in categories? Things like that. Well, I have been compiling a book of shadows and working that for, you guys know, a very, very long time, And yes, I still have my book of shadows back from long, long ago. And I have looked at it, and some things I have not used again, of course, but it's a book of shadows that is near and dear to me, and I will always, always have it. But as far as my working book of shadows, she says, is it a 3-ring binder, or things like that. And one thing that you guys have kind of, and definitely the sister who asked me this, you got to remember, in my mundane career, this is part of my job, is to organize things. So to ask me if it's, organized in a fashion, absolutely. Absolutely, because honestly, if I did not have it in, I have it in spells, I have it in deities, rituals, potions, oils, powders, incense, baneful work, not so baneful work, work that I have done for other people, and the results and outcome of it. Of course, I make notes on that. So I can absolutely answer you and say, yes, it's incredibly organized. I have deities that I work with, that again, I have just a folder for them, and absolutely everything is in its place, because really, if I didn't, papers would be everywhere. It would be pandemonium. It would, honestly, I would spend probably half of my time just looking and looking and looking. So if I don't stay on top of it, and if I don't stay totally, totally organized, then I'm wasting my time. And I do not like to waste my time. Sometimes I feel like I have very, very little free time, and not that I'm complaining. Take my word for it, not that I'm complaining, but I have, in my mundane career, I have clients who have called me up and say, can you come and organize my closet? Can you come and organize my kitchen? Can you come and organize my entire house? And, of course, I mean, that's part of my job anyway. And some homes I've been in that, just needed a little tweak here and there. And then there's some homes I've gone in and just had to lay down the law to them and say, look, instead of, again, I'm just trying to be practical. You just can't walk in your house and just throw things and think at the end of the week that you're going to have free time on your hands. That's just not how it is. So, in essence, when I do have some spare time, I want it to be mine, and I don't want to be a slave to my paperwork. But yes, my goodness, I have a lot of notes written, and again, I have, my Book of Shadows from long, long ago that I was just so happy to have found. And I found it kind of interesting. I don't know who it was on YouTube, but they were speaking about their first witchcraft related book that they either bought or someone was giving it to them. And as I was going through some boxes, again, emptying out a house and going through your childhood things, and you're going, okay, well, this is, and I went through a box and I found a very old book, and it turned out it was one of my grandfather's childhood books. Well, at the time, I wasn't even a teenager, not even a teenager yet. And I don't know how I was given that book. I have no idea, but obviously it came into my possession. And on the binding of it, with a marker, I wrote witchcraft. Before anyone ever gave me a book. So that kind of gives you an idea of how long ago it was. It was way before there was even books printed on the subject. And of course, subsequently, I've amassed quite a few. But I found that book. Oh my goodness, I went through boxes and I found that book. And I felt, in a way, I felt like, okay, that kind of reinforces my belief system and things like that. But then I felt kind of bad because I virtually ruined my grandfather's book from his childhood. But I still have it. It's packed away somewhere, and I tell you what, when I find it, when I go through, because I've got virtually 2 rooms here that are storage, nothing but boxes and bookcases and things like that. But when I go through my boxes, I know it's packed away, and I find it, I'll bring it out and show you guys. But yes, I have to stay very, very organized. But again, I'm going to say thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions for next week, feel free to ask below. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderfully awesome day. I'm going to say merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Goodbye, guys.